name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit simple activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as repetitive activities. Karma Kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the holy name of the Lord. Number 10, to not have complete faith on the strength of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishya must guard against his offenses in order to achieve the desired success, that is Krishna Prema. Mancha Kalpatripasha, Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanekya, Vaishnavya Namo Namaha. Now, once again, welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So, today we will be moving on to our next session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. But before moving on to the session, I would like to know who are all on the call today. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण अनिता माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय। प्रीतिदासी फ्रॉम शार्लोट। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Das Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjuli Leela Devi Dasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Radha Pyari Devidasi from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pyari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Priyamada Radha Priya Devidasi from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Priyamvada Radha Priya Mataji. Hope I spelled it correct. Sorry, Mataji, if there is any mistake. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this conference call. Thank you so much, dear devotees, for joining the call today. And today's class will be given by His Grace Keshavanand Prabhu. But before moving on to the class, I would like to hand over the call to Sundarangi Radha Mataji to give brief introduction about His Grace Keshavanand Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji, over to you. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Here is a brief introduction about today's speaker, Dr. Keshavananda Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dr. Keshavananda Prabhuji was a professional doctor for many years and he is now a practicing monk. Since the last 20 years, he has conducted extensive research and authored books in the field of science and spirituality. He feels the rift between the science and spirituality must disappear to bring peace in the world. If spirituality is a superstition and a myth, science is materialistic and atheistic. A new approach to life is needed today that can bring the best of both. Science must re-embrace spirituality and be humble to admit its defects, flaws, and ignorance. And spirituality must base itself on sound, scientific, and rational ideas. Keshavanand Prabhuji has studied both Vedic and Western philosophy. Besides learning Sanskrit, he also learned Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, Kannada to know about other traditions. His persistent endeavor in the field of science and spirituality has enabled him to come up with the seminars on diverse topics like science and the Vedas, mind and machines, science fails to explain life, consciousness and beyond, etc. That he has presented in various colleges in India, Europe and America. Under the guidance of his spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami. He has also started a Gurukul, a traditional system of Vedic education in Punjab, India, where children learn the ancient Vedic culture and values. Besides, he has started a farm community. The community has a traditional way of living with mud huts and thatched roof, with cows, and of course, farming. The communities will set a model for the world to show how to live a life based on the principle of simple living and high thinking. Hare Krishna, all glories to Prabhuji's wonderful services. Here was a brief introduction about today's speaker, Mataji. Thank you. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for reading that introduction. It was very nice also. And I was just looking at Butter Krishna, which is behind you. He's also very wonderful to look at. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I don't find Prabhuji has joined. So if anyone wants to introduce themselves, can introduce. Okay, Prabhuji joined. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you're muted.
Yeah, Prabhuji would soon be joining, just in a minute. You can please start with the shloka.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Once again, welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. And today's class will be given by His Grace, Keshavanand Prabhuji. And the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 1 and verse 19. Hare Krishna, Induleka Mataji, can you please read the verse?
Yes, Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Swarochisho dvitiyastu manur agne suto bhavat. Dyumat susena rochishmat pramukhas tasya chatmaja. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The son of Agni, named Swarochisha, became the second Manu. His several sons were headed by Dyumat, Sushena, and Rochismat. Purport: Manvantara Manur Deva Manu Putra Sureshwara Rishayo Savatrascha Hare Sadvidham Yujet. There are many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Manu, the Manu Putras, the sons of Manu, the king of heavenly planets, the seven great sages are all partial incarnations of the Supreme Lord. Manu himself, his sons Priyavrita and Uttanapada, the demigods created by Daksha, and rishis like Marichi were all partial incarnations of the Lord during the reign of Swayambhuva Manu. During that time, the incarnation of the Lord as Yajna took charge of ruling the heavenly planets. The next Manu was Swarochisha. The Manus and sages and demigods are further described in the following 11 verses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Induleka Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for reading
Hare
the verse.
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. And all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving us your valuable time and association. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so over to me. Fine. I'll begin. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namani Vishunnavadi Paschadishtar. So this verse 8:119. Soroshisho Dvityastu Manot Agne Suto Bhavat Dimassushena Rochishmat Pramukhas Tasya Cha Atmaja. Well, the idea here is the Lord takes so many incarnations. How many incarnations Lord takes? Infinite. One count. Everything what Krishna is doing, that's infinite. Why? Because Krishna himself is infinite. His actions are infinite. So, in fact, Srila Prabhupada said his service is also infinite. Krishna likes that his servants do innumerable services to satisfy him. And he gives necessary strength for that. So Krishna is taking so many incarnations. There are 6 types of incarnations mentioned in scriptures. Prabhupada mentions teaching Lord Chaitanya. Like the infinite incarnations, but you can largely categorize into 6 categories. They are let me see. There are like for example, at exact sequence I've forgotten, so I'll just speak random. There are something Guna Avatar. Guna Avatar means Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Incarnation of mode of goodness, ignorance, and passion. Then there is Shaktya by Avatar. So many living entities, they are infused with power to work on behalf of Lord. Like Pashuramji, he is a Shakti Avatar. Narad Muni, he is Shakti Avatar of Bhakti. Asita Devala, they are Shakti Avatar of Dharma. Vyasa, he is Shakti Avatar of Jnana. The knowledge of Krishna, it manifested. He bestowed his knowledge on Vyasadev, who in other kalpas is living entity. In this kalpa, he is Krishna himself, but in other living entities, he is a living entity blessed with the knowledge potency of God. That is why he's called Shakti Avatar of Jnana. So like that. So these are Shakti Avataras. And then there is something called as Manmantra Avatara, where what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. In Manu, there are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. In every time span of Manu, Krishna takes one incarnation. Like for example, here during the time of Swayambhuva Manu, he took incarnation of Lord Yagya, and also he became Indra at that time. So this is called as Manmantra Avatara. So there are 14 Manmantra Avataras because there are 14 Manus. Then there are Yuga Avataras. Every Yuga has one Avatara: Satyuga, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali. So Srimad Bhagavatam mentions Satyuga, he takes white avatar, Shukla. Then what's that? I think Rakta. Rakta is in Treta, and then Dwapar and Kali. Pita and yellowish, and then blackish. So these 4 types of avatars he takes. For example, in one of the Satyuga, he took avatar as Hamsa, which is whitish color. Hamsa avatar. So he does that. So this is called as Yuga avatar. How many avatars is that? Now? 5. And the 6th is Leela avatar. So Leela avatar means those avatar which perform some pastimes as human or with his devotees. For example, Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, classical Leela avatars. Lord Narasimha also he performed a pastime with his devotee, Prahlad. So like that. So there are 6 types of avatars in they're categorized into 6 types. And then you can there are other avatars also, which Ramanujacharya brings in the list. One is Paramatma is also an avatar of Krishna in everybody's heart. So that is called Paramatma avatar, Antaryami. And another avatar which Ramanujacharya lists as Arch Vigraha. That is also an avatar of it. Krishna descends in the form of deities in this world. And the most important to add in the list is holy name. That's also an incarnation of Lord, sound incarnation of Lord in this world, which Prabhupada says. So besides the 6 avatars, you can add these 3 more to the list. So this is a general list of various avatars of Lord. And now you might ask, okay, which avatar is like the best? So according to various commentators, they hold different avatars at different levels. That's the whole idea. Like, so if you want to make a level of avatars, so which avatar comes on the highest? So Ramanujacharya, he says, okay, if you look neutrally, the avatar of Archvigre, that is the highest because it is accessible to ordinary people at all times. Other avatars are not accessible to all people at all times. Leela avatars, they'll come and go. Yuga avatars, all avatars, they come and go. But deities are always there. Like Srirangam, Ranganath deities. They're since the beginning of the time. There are so many Swam Prakat deities, Radharaman. They are still there. So that is why he says Archvigra avatars, that's the most, that's the highest in the sense that the most merciful. In that sense, highest. Because he's most accessible to conditioned souls. And he, in the form of deity, he gives service to conditioned souls. In another avatars, only liberated souls can serve as his associates. So, but Mahaprabhu came, Mahaprabhu said, wait, there's another avatar which is higher than this, which is holy names. Holy names are still higher than the deity incarnation of Lord. Why? Because you can chant holy name. I mean, the incarnation of Archvigre, that's accessible only in temple. But the sound incarnation of holy name, that's accessible everywhere, at all places, without any bar of circumstance, time, and it can spread. The Archvigre incarnation, it can't spread, but the holy name sound incarnation, it can spread. You can put a bhopu. Bhopu means, what do we say? What do you say? Loudspeaker. India, we say bhopu. You put that and then chant Hare Krishna, and everybody can hear. But you can't do this with deities, isn't it? You can't just throw deities in the air. So that's Archvigre. So holy names, if all incarnations, topmost is the incarnation of holy name. That's how Mahaprabhu looked at this whole taratmaya of incarnations of the Lord. Taratmaya means the degradations or hierarchy, the gradations or hierarchy of incarnations of holy names, of incarnations of the Lord. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, holy names are the topmost, because holy names, in fact, Rupa Goswami mentions, okay, so Rupa Goswami knows that, okay, in Vaishnav Sampradaya, among all incarnations of the Lord, these 2 incarnations are considered supreme. Archvigre means deities, another is holy names. So Rupa Goswami now settles, okay, which one is higher? Some Vaishnavacharya says in deities or Archvigre, we say holy name. So how do you decide which is higher? So Rupa Goswami says, okay, fine, Rupa Goswami in Stavamala, he writes Namastakam, and he mentions there. Well, he says, well, we see if somebody is doing deity worship, and in deity worship, he does some offenses, then what happens is, when he's doing deity worship, he's doing some offenses, then he has to chant holy names to counteract that offenses. But so that means holy names incarnations is more merciful than than deities, than Arshvigraha's incarnation, because offenses against Arshvigraha can be liquefied by chanting holy names. But offenses against holy names cannot be counteracted by doing deity worship. That's not possible. So, which is higher for chanting of holy names. If you want to liquefy offenses against chanting of holy names, the sound incarnation of the Lord, then you have to, the only way is chanting the holy names more. You have to take shelter of holy names itself. But that's not the case with deity worship. So that's the whole idea. So by this example, Rupa Goswami proves that sound incarnation of Lord is most merciful and the topmost incarnation of the Lord. In fact, Srimad Bhagavatam mentions when Krishna went to his abode after completing his pastimes. So dham upagataha, he went back. Then he descended. Then there was complete darkness in this material world. There was no hope, no light, no knowledge. With him, all the religious conducts and jnana, dharma, adi saha, religion and jnana, they went back to his abode with him. Everything became contaminated. So what Krishna did to save conditioned souls, he incarnated in two forms, in one Bhagavatam form and another the form of holy names. Why Bhagavatam? Because he incarnated as holy names in this material world. That's true. But to understand how to chant the holy names, the technique of chanting holy names, that's in Bhagavatam. So there's another incarnation of Lord, Srimad Bhagavatam. You can add this to the list. But that goes along with holy names. It's a package. Holy names come with Bhagavatam. If you chant holy names without the knowledge of Bhagavatam, you'll not access holy name. You'll not perfect the technique of chanting holy names. That will not be possible. So that's why Bhagavatam and chanting holy names goes together. Now, having said that, there are some anyway Prabhupada mentions here. So anyway, so when you talk of these incarnations of Lord, and when you associate with these incarnations of Lord, now one thing is that all the incarnations of Lord have all the potencies of Lord. That is very important. It's not that Leela avatars have more power than Manamantra avatar, or Yoga avatar has less power than Leela avatar, or holy names have more power than deities. It's not like that. All avatars have all powers because they are in fact incarnation of God. An incarnation of God, God's names, forms, pastimes. His incarnations all are equal. All are same, but all are different. Why they are same? Because they carry all the potencies of Lord. That's why Mahaprabhu says, Namna Makari Bhuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. There's so many names of you, my Lord, and they carry all the powers. Nija Sarva Shakti. Sarva means all the powers. But at the same time, we see that there is some difference, because when you chant the name Paramatma, when you chant the name Krishna, there's a difference. You can't chant Paramatma, Paramatma, Paramatma. Then you might say to a devotee, what you are doing? I'm chanting the names of Lord. Well, you're supposed to chant Hare Krishna. But Paramatma and Hare Krishna is same, so I can chant Paramatma. No, you can't do that. Why? Mahaprabhu says, Nija Sarva Shaktis. All the powers are there in all the names, so why should I do? Well, that is there. All the powers are there. But at the same time, all the powers are not exhibited by all the names and all the incarnations. There's a certain mood of that incarnation. And according to that mood, and to actually nurture that mood and keep that mood alive in that incarnation, Krishna, when he incarnates in that particular form, he manifests certain powers and he hides certain powers. So the classical example is when he took the form of Ram, he hid his Prem Madhuri and Leela Madhuri. He didn't exhibit that. Ram could have exhibited his Prem Madhuri, Leela Madhuri, I mean to say, Lord Ram could also have kept girlfriends like Krishna kept. But he didn't do that. He said, okay, fine, I have just one wife and I don't have many wives either. What do you talk of girlfriends? Krishna had many wives and many girlfriends. He did that. So can't Ram do that? He can do that, but he didn't do because his mood in that pastime was different. He was little grave in that pastime. He wanted to establish dharma. And to establish dharma, you have to be grave, balanced, isn't it? And not just flirting around. If somebody's flirting around, uh, so do you want to learn the codes and conduct and behavior from him? He's crazy. I want to learn some real behavior, gentlemanly behavior from a gentleman. So that's why Ram didn't exhibit that. But Ram could have done that. But Krishna, in his pastime, his mood was different. He didn't come to establish dharma or gentlemanly behavior. His purpose was not that. His purpose was to prove his God. And because his purpose was to prove he's God, he broke all the rules of dharma. Whereas Ram followed all the rules of dharma, Krishna broke all the rules of dharma. Because only God can make dharma and God can break dharma without incurring sins, without being entangled in laws of karma. So he broke all the rules. He kept many girlfriends, illicit sex, intoxication. Lord Balram, he was drinking wine. In the form of Balram, he was drinking wine. And then meat eating, that he didn't do. Yeah, meat eating he didn't do. But what else is gambling? Gambling he was doing. He was like, I mean, so gambling means politics. He was doing a lot of politics. He was criticized by Kauravas as the greatest politician and greatest psychologist. He can manipulate the people's minds. So he was a gambler in the sense, gambling thoughts, gambling people. He broke all the rules. He broke to prove that he's God. He did that. So in that incarnation, because the purpose was different, that is why he manifested different powers. Ram's purpose was different, so he hid certain powers. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation. So in the incarnation list, you can add one more incarnation, a hidden incarnation. What's that Prahlad Maharaj verse? What's that verse? Hidden incarnation? I just forgot.
The Channa avatar?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Prachanna avatar. So Prachanna avatar, that's there. So that you can add to the list. Prachanna avatar. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sanatana Goswami also mentions in Brihad Bhagavatam. You might be surprised that, but only Lord Chaitanya is not Prachanna avatar. That's the Prachanna avatar we know. That's the Prachanna means the secret avatar. That's the secret avatar that we know, which is revealed to the world. I mean, a secret avatar which is revealed to the world. That's interesting. But the secret avatar which is open to the world now. It's no longer secret, but it's secret. Why secret? Because it's not mentioned in Vedas. Although everybody knows him, but he's not called secret because nobody's supposed to know him. He's called secret avatar because Vedas don't declare him as avatar. Openly. If you read Vedas as such, he's not there. If you read the list of 10 incarnations, he's not there. But of course, in some scriptures which are obscure, like Chaitanya Upanishad and other scriptures, and even in Vedas, if you interpret Vedas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has shown, and even in Bhagavatam, even in Mahabharata, he's a hidden avatar because in the verses of scriptures, he's hidden. You have to interpret the verses to take out the meaning that Lord Chaitanya, this is mentioning for Lord Chaitanya. Like, for example, Mahabharata mentions such verse, Suvarna Varna Himango, Shanta Sanyasakrit, that there is an incarnation, Vishnu Sahasranam. There's an incarnation which is Suvarna Varna Hemango, whose bodily complexion is golden. But if you go to Madhva Sampradaya, if you ask this particular verse, because they chant Vishnu Sahasranam, this particular verse is referring to whom? They will not say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although it mentions Suvarna Varna Hemango. For them, Hemango is not golden complexion. Hemango is whitish complexion, whitish golden. So they refer this verse to probably Hamsa Avatar, because Hamsa Avatar is whitish, goldenish, whitish complexion, and then Shanta is peaceful. Sannyasakrit, although Hamsa Avatar cannot take sannyas, but Hamsa Avatar was speaking in a language of a sannyasi when there's a discussion between Kumaras and Hamsa and Brahmaji. They asked Hamsa Avatar, who am I? Hamsa Avatar, he was clearly speaking Upanishadic language, which is a language of sannyasis. So that's why they refer this verse to Hamsa Avatar. But we say, okay, well, if you Hemango also means golden, Sannyasakrit, he took sannyas. That's clearly referring to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But that's hidden. You have to interpret the verse to take out that meaning. Usual meaning which is there in society, it's not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vishnu Sahasranam was there like long ago, since 5,000 years. Embark, Vallabh, Madhva, Sri, these sampradayas have been there. They have been reading these verses, but none of them translated it as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation. But we did that. But that's hidden. Srimad Bhagavatam, Yagya Sankirtani Prayajanti Sumedasa, Krishna Varnam, Sa Krishnam, that verse is there. That can refer to Shukla avatar of Satyuga. But according to us, that refers to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in that sense, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's avatar is hidden, because that's hidden in scriptures. It is not that it is not there. Mahaprabhu's avatar is not absent in Vedas, because otherwise, if you say Mahaprabhu's incarnation is not mentioned in Vedas and we consider him as God, then he becomes a dongi guru, bogus guru, because everybody can tell his guru as an incarnation. Then that makes no point. So he is mentioned by this hidden. So that's one hidden avatar. Now Sanatana Goswami, he mentions interestingly that he is not only the hidden avatar in a Prachana avatar, although we think there is just one Prachana avatar, Mahaprabhu, but not that. Brihad Bhagavatamrit, Sanatana Goswami mentions that, Sanatana Goswami mentions that the innumerable hidden avatars. Like, for example, he says in Bhagavatamrit, in some universe, Krishna takes incarnation as a cat, a dog, a mouse, an ant. That's how it does. So there'll be like a super mouse, super ant, if he takes incarnation, or maybe super bird, something. He does that, but we don't know why he does that. Makes sense. So all those are hidden avatars. They must be mentioned in Vedas, but we don't know in what verse this is mentioned, how to interpret which words to take out to understand that incarnation. So this is, you can add to the list. Prachanna avatars. There's so many avatars like that. So you see the list goes on. The list keeps on increasing. You see the point? So all these incarnations are there. And we are blessed to actually glorify these incarnations. We can glorify all these incarnations, and we can remember them. Why Krishna is taking so many incarnations? So many of them. Why? Dharma samstapna arthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. He takes so many incarnations in so many kalpas, because one reason is his duty is to guide conditioned souls. And he comes in those incarnations, gives a message. Another reason of taking incarnation is Paritranaya Sadhunam. He wants to give happiness to his devotees. And he wants to relieve their separation, feelings of separation from them. And that's why when Krishna took incarnation, when Krishna came to this material world, he made it a point to visit all the demigods. He went to heavens and visited Indra, and he went to Varuna Dev, and he went to, where did he go? He went to lower planets. He went to Yamaraj, and he gave him his darshan. So he made it a point. He went to Mahavishnu, gave him his darshan. He made it a point to give his darshan to all. Paritranaya sadhunam, because the only sufferings of saints is that they can't see God, they can't interact. So he comes to give them bliss. That's another reason why he comes. He takes so many incarnations. Another reason is Vinashaya Tajuskritam, to kill demons. Demons were so powerful that even demigods cannot kill them. Ravan, Hiranyakashipu. Krishna has to come. And there are few other reasons which Jiva Goswami mentions. Prabhupada mentions in Bhagavatam. Few other reasons why Krishna takes incarnation. These are three classical reasons. Paritrana Sadhunam, Vinashaya Chadushkritam, Dhan Samsthapanartha. Three classical reasons. But there are other reasons. Why he takes so many incarnations? Because devotees want to see God in that way. According to their mood, their desire, he takes those incarnations. So if a particular devotee wants to see God as a pig somewhere in the universe, then he takes incarnations as Vara. Devotee wants to see him as horse, he takes incarnation as hare. So according to the mood of the devotees, he takes forms. This is not to say that, this is not to like establish Sahicism, that if you want to see God as stone, then he will manifest as stone. Not like that. But many Rishi Munis, when they do tapas, they want to see and interact with God in a particular mood. And that's why he takes up those incarnations to fulfill their desires. So how many desires and how many moods are there in this material world? Innumerable. So many devotees have so many desires when concerned with Lord. Just like non-devotees have so millions of desires, isn't it? Non-devotees have millions of desires. Devotees have millions of desires. They want to see God in various forms. So to fulfill all the desires, Krishna takes these forms. And Krishna does so many pastimes. So these are many reasons why Krishna takes incarnations. Now, another question which is pertaining to incarnations is that when Krishna takes incarnations, some commentators they say, Srila Prabhupada also mentions something, that he does some pastime to fulfill a purpose, but his own to fulfill the desires of the devotees, but his own desires are unfulfilled. If you say Krishna's desires are completely fulfilled, and his all desires are fulfilled, there's no desire in God which is not fulfilled, then he's not God, because God means complete. He should be full and he should be empty at the same time. Isn't that's God? If you say he's full, he's not empty, then he's not God. Because Upanishad says Om Purnamidam, he's complete. So he should have all goodness and he should have all evil things also. Otherwise, he's not complete. Of course, he doesn't entertain evil things, or he uses those evil things for the good of people. That is his art. But they should be with him. Similarly, if you say his all desires are fulfilled, he's Atmaram. That's what Upanishad says. His all desires are fulfilled. He's self-satisfied. There is no desire of God which is not fulfilled. Then the philosophical error, because he's Purnam. So there has to be some desires which are not fulfilled. Always. I mean to say always. So he's Atmaram. At the same time, he's self-satisfied. At the same time, he's not self-satisfied. Both are there. That's God. He's satisfied, but he's not satisfied. He's completely satisfied and completely unsatisfied. And if you find it difficult to understand, that's with devotees also. We are completely satisfied because we are in Krishna conscious movement. But we are completely unsatisfied because we are not advancing. It feels like that. We are not yet attained Krishna. So both feelings are there, you see. If somebody asks, if some non-devotee asks us, are you completely satisfied? You have left all your profession and you are, you have left all your profession and saint. Are you satisfied? What's our answer? We're completely satisfied. We don't miss that. At the same time, when some devotee asks us, are you completely satisfied? No. We're doing devotion, but we're not satisfied. We're not doing as much as we could have done, or we can't relish Krishna as much as we expected. So we're completely unsatisfied. So you see the point, even within devotees, we have both these emotions, completely satisfied, completely unsatisfied. Similarly with God, He's completely satisfied. His all desires are fulfilled in all incarnations. But there are many desires which are unfulfilled. And classical example of this is when Lord Narasimha he took avatar, he actually was very angry, and Bhakta Prahlad, only he, like Lakshmi, Brahma, any other demigod, they couldn't pacify his anger. Bhakta Prahlad pacified his anger, and he was like, okay. So then he took Prahlad on his lap and he patted him. So his desire was fulfilled because he protected Prahlad. That was his desire. That's why he came. Ladha Ladhaini. At the same time, when he was patting when he was patting Prahlad, what happened was another desire came in his heart. I want to become a son. Like in this past time, he was acting like a father and Prahlad as a son. But he said, I want to become a son of a devotee. I want to relish that Vatsalya bhav. So his desire was unfulfilled. And that's why he took incarnation as Ram, where he became son of Dashrath, Vaushalya Kekai. And he relished that Vatsalya. But when he completed Ram Leela, he got another desire, because when he was going in that forest of Dandakarane, there were some rishis, and that rishis were meditating, and they told Ram, we want to become your wife. Somehow, I don't know how they got the desire, but they got the desire. We want to become wife of God. So Lord Ram said, well, you can't do that now, but in next incarnation, I'll fulfill your desire. So when he heard their request, he got this desire. Oh, actually, I should have many wives. One wife, okay, I got it. But if I have many wives, that's different enjoyment. If I have many girlfriends, that's different enjoyment. He got that desire. And because of that, he took Krishna avatar, where he got girlfriends and wives. And he enjoyed that. But he completed Krishna's pastimes, his incarnation. But in those pastimes, what happened was he came to establish dharma, but he couldn't really establish dharma, religious principles, because nobody understood it. He said Gita, he blessed his devotees, but there was nobody who could understand Gita in this age of Kali. So he developed another desire. I have to become what it feels like if I become my own devotee, because he was also interacting with Radha and associating with Radha. He got the desire. If I become Radha, what kind of bliss I get? What Radha feels for me? And because of that reason, because to fulfill that desire, he came as Lord Chaitanya. So you see the point. Every incarnation is linked to each other. It's not that he took incarnation of Matsya, then Kurma, then Varaha, then Narsingha, then Ram, and Krishna, and it goes on. No, every incarnation there's a link. There are some desires which are unfulfilled. To fulfill that desire, he takes another incarnation. Simultaneously, he benefits the material world by establishing religious principles, killing demons, giving darshanas to devotees. But the core reason, internal reason is he is a selfish person. That's the whole thing. God is the most selfish person in this universe, and there's no more selfish person than him. Uh, might seem funny, but it's like that because whatever he's doing to fulfill his own desire. That's all. And that quality of God is in us. We are doing the same thing. But the difference is when Krishna fulfills his desire, everybody is benefited. But when we fulfill our desire, everybody is exploited. That's the only difference. But in quality, we are same as God, isn't it? So he's the most selfish man. He's fulfilling his own desires. In fact, when Lord Narasimha, when Lord he was protecting Prahlad from the onslaughts of Hiranyakashipu, Lakshmi asked, "Why are you protecting Prahlad?" Well, he's your devotee, but why at all you are protecting him again and again, again and again? Like, so why don't you just kill Hiranyakashipu and end this all? Lord Vishnu said, well, there are many reasons for that, but one reason is I'm not protecting Prahlad. I'm protecting myself. Just like parents, they protect the son. It's not that they're protecting somebody else. They're protecting themselves. It's their family. So I'm protecting myself. I'm not. He belongs to my family, and I'm protecting myself. That's all. So isn't it wrong to protect yourself? That's a natural thing. That was answer of Lord Vishnu. So he is completely selfish, and devotees like that. So if you want to associate with Krishna, you have to understand this point. He is a selfish person. You can't fulfill your desires because to fulfill our desires, you have to go to a selfless person, but he's selfish. So if you approach Krishna, then you have to approach with the mentality to fulfill his desire. And then he'll be happy. If you try to fulfill your own desire, then he will be really annoyed, because selfish person, they can't tolerate fulfilling any other else desires. That's how it goes with Krishna. And that is why so many incarnations. This is one reason why he takes incarnation. I told many reasons, but the core reason why he's taking so many incarnations is he wants to enjoy. That's all. He wants to experience everything. Everything. We also want to experience everything, isn't it? We want to fly. We want to be like a bird. We want to experience everything, isn't it? We want to go to sun. We want to touch moon. We want to fly in cosmos. We want to whatnot, everything. You want to become rich, you want to become successful, you want to become beautiful, you want to become handsome. We want to experience everything. That's the nature of human. That's coming from God. He wants to experience everything. And that is why he's doing so many incarnations again and again, again and again, again and again. He is simply enjoying. That's the whole point. Leela Anugrata Syat. That's what Prabhupada said. He's a supreme enjoyer, isn't it? Bhaktaram Yakatapsam. He's simply enjoying. And if we participate in his enjoyment, we try to serve Krishna in such a way that his enjoyment increases even a little bit. If we assist in his enjoyment, we are devotees. It's as simple as that. His whole mission is to enjoy. In fact, Srila Prabhupada, when some reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, what is Krishna consciousness? Prabhupada said to enjoy. One time he said this. He had many answers, but one he said, Krishna consciousness means to enjoy. Well, how? By giving enjoyment to Lord. That's the whole thing. Why should we give enjoyment to Lord? Oh, he's a selfish person. Why do you like this selfish man? Because he's attractive. That's the answer. That's the answer of Rupa Goswami. He's attractive. That's the answer of Radha. Ashli Shiva Padratam Vinasturam, isn't it? Arshanavam Tam Kuru to Vaita Vidatulam Patu Mat Prana Nathastu Sevana. Why do you like Krishna? He's attractive. He's my master. But nevertheless, he's selfish. He neglects us. He's fulfilling his own desires. But still, we like him. We can't do anything. That is a true devotee. That is what is the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna. I'll end up there. Srila Prabhupada teacher. Any questions? Anything? Let's finish.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class once again. And about the desires of the Lord. So it's because he desires and he comes, and you said that if we have, lastly, you said that if we have to be happy in Krishna consciousness, then that enjoyment we have to dovetail to Krishna so that we can be happy. So that is the hankering of the soul, right, Prabhuji? That we have to serve to Krishna. So because in material world we have so many arguments, so many problems, right? So once when we go into an argument, it's we become restless. So instead we can keep quiet, and so in that case we can just pray to the Lord and just dovetail all those things to the Lord so that we can be peaceful. So that's how I understood, Prabhuji. So thank you so much. And yeah, we have Sri Ishopanishad Mataji raised hand. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Jai Hare Krishna. Thank you so very much for your wonderful realizations on the different moods of God. I especially like how you formed that God is the most selfish, and what he's doing is fulfilling his desires. And if you want to associate with God, then I guess you wanted to. I guess you gave the example of just one to be selfish. You know, the mood of being selfish is because I want to associate with God. Am I understanding that the way you portrayed that? God wants to experience everything and he wants to enjoy. And we also want to enjoy and experience different things. So that makes us selfish as well. So I'm just understanding that you're comparing the reason why we're selfish is because we get it from the most selfish one, and that's God.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right.
Yes. And we want to experience everything. And because we want to do that, we can, that's the reason why we want to experience everything, because we get it from the most experiencer of everything. If I put it in the right words. I think that's really amazing how that mood of a realization that you shared, how you put it out there for me to understand that mood of God. I just really like the way you did that. That made me look at him in a different way. It made me want to associate with God.
Yeah, you like this because you're a devotee. Non-devotees will not like it.
Right. And also the different incarnations was very wonderful. The avatars of God. And you mentioned that the Paramatma incarnation is a form where he hides himself. He doesn't make himself available. Is that what you're saying in relation to that?
Yeah, one part of it. Yeah, one part of it was that Paramatma is not available to everybody in conditioned state.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And is that the reason why he's not available? Is because we haven't matured enough, or we haven't the proper understanding of a realization?
Yeah. To access this incarnation of Paramatma, we have to have a special technique, like yoga or something. And but this form is not available in conditioned state, just like Archvigrahi and Holy Name. So that is why it's not at the top of the list.
Jai Haribol. So all of the different incarnations, the Holy Name and the deities, of course, they're most accessible to us. And it's very wonderful. Thank you so very much. It's just so many wonderful realizations. Haribol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Parth Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. My one question is, You mentioned different avatars of Krishna, and one avatar you said was Bhagavatam. Krishna incarnates as Bhagavatam. And like I have read that there are two types of Bhagavatam. One is Granth Bhagavatam and one is Person Bhagavatam. So the Granth Bhagavatam we can consider as Krishna, but Person Bhagavatam is mostly we say a guru or a pure devotee. But we do not consider guru and pure devotees as the incarnation of Krishna. We consider them as good as Krishna. So how do we understand this?
We have already understood. What should I explain? They are not incarnation. That's all.
But it is also mentioned that Krishna incarnates as Bhagavatam.
So, but
it is not contradictory.
No, he incarnates as book Bhagavatam, but not as a person Bhagavatam. A person Bhagavatam can be incarnation of God in the sense he is a Shakti Veshakta, if you want to include it. He is blessed with a special potency of the Lord. That is why he is able to follow Bhagavatam as it is. Otherwise, you can't follow. So, in that sense, he can be.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Sri Radha Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, I'm Sri Radha Mataji from Trinidad. This is the first time I'm joining your live. Yeah, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Yes. So I'm very impressed by all your lectures. This is just one that I'm just listening. And I just was wondering when you said God is selfish, it looked a little bit comical, but I think you're trying to make a point that because we are so selfish, we are so self-centered, that when you say God is selfish, then maybe we can understand. We're just like a toddler that don't understand. We're so narcissistic. We're just about ourselves. So when we think, okay, God is also a selfish person. Oh, now I know how to deal with it. It's because our perception is so.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, you see, this is another dimension you're opening. Why you see Upanishads, they have this formula, let me put it like that, that by analyzing, Prabhupada mentions in, by the way, Chaitanya Charitamrita, that by analyzing God, you can analyze yourself. And by analyzing yourself, you can analyze God. So Krishna could have made us, everybody on this universe, as a completely selfless by his mystic potency, but he didn't do that. He kept us as we are, selfish people. Now that's a drawback because it entangles us into laws of karma and sins. But we can use this negativity in ourselves to understand God, because you see, Bible says we are made in the image of the Lord.
Right.
So when we understand ourselves, okay, we are this selfish, and from where this is coming, everything, cause of all causes is Krishna. This has to be coming from Krishna. So he has to be selfish, but his selfishness is good. Our selfishness is evil because we are perverted reflection. Prabhupada
Right.
says that. So by analyze, so that's why Krishna is giving us an opportunity to actually analyze ourselves and indirectly understand who is
Yes.
God.
Yes. That's it.
And so that's how devotees, when they see this universe, they remember God. When they see themselves, they remember God. They can
Right.
understand. So that is why it is said, this whole universe is a scripture. We ourselves are a scripture. We are a scripture. We don't need to read books. We are a book. But the point is, we are a manuscript. But the point is, because we cannot read this manuscript, that's why we need a book to open our
Right.
eyes and then see ourselves. So like, for example, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, well, Krishna is lusty. That's our
Right.
whole body of thinking.
Right.
So by analyzing, okay, fine, what is the most um, evil, the greatest addiction is lust for all of us, right, in this material world. So that's same with Krishna. So that means Krishna should also have the greatest addiction to lust, and that is why the form as Krishna is the best, because he's fulfilling his lust, transcendental lust. with gopis and his wives and this and that and that. So you see the point. This is a very important point in Upanishads, which
Yeah.
and that's why there's a pure devotees, they never forget Krishna, because whatever they see, they immediately remember God.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. iPhone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji and Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your wonderful lecture, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question was not regarding this session, but I wanted to ask you that when we are dealing with devotees, then we serve them, but some devotees are like we feel that they are hurting a lot and they are not happy with our service. Every time they are kind of finding faults and they use harsh words. So should we serve those devotees, or should we just leave and do focus on our sadhana, or should we tolerate?
Well, if you are getting disturbed, then leave them. His word is a big place, you know. They leave them. Just respect them from far. Just do your own business. Let them do their own business. That's the best thing.
But if yeah, yes, Prabhuji,
But
continue.
but sometimes you can't do that because you're doing some service with those devotees. You're involved in thin and thick with them. So then what do you do? Then don't get disturbed. That's all I mean to say. Don't just advise them anything. Just do your stuff. Keep on going. And if they tell you something, you can do as far as possible. If you can't do, just tell them plainly, I can't do. That's all. It's beyond my limits and I can't do it. Just be straightforward. That's it. And respectful. Keep on going like that. That's all.
Okay, Prabhuji, like if we can't distance ourselves, then if they need us, then at that time, then what to
No,
do? Like,
if they need you, then you can tell I can't do. That's all. Please take help from somebody else because I can't do. Tell them I'm getting disturbed. I'm having a lot of agendas, a lot of business. Give some excuse. That's all. For that, you can
okay,
be
okay,
smart enough.
okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Pranam.
Hare Krishna. And then we have Sundari Gopika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvar Pranam. Prabhuji, your class is I heard your class is very nice. Prabhuji, the Krishna is not from this class. I heard there is other class. You tell, like I told about importance of Bhagavatam. Like you take shelter of Bhagavatam. Like if you want to go this life, so you take shelter of Bhagavatam and who, I guess, hankering for Krishna Bhakti Prem, you associate them. But Prabhuji, always we not find like a say you also said like you discuss with sincere devotees about Bhagavatam, but we not like always find like devotees free to discuss Bhagavatam, or they have no time. So
You discuss online, get some good association, find some devotees. There has to be some devotees which you can discuss. If you can't discuss with anybody, then you discuss with yourself. Sit in front of mirror and tell yourself. That's all. That you can do.
okay.
But there are devotees. Make some friends. That the whole problem is you have to learn the art of making friends.
Yes,
That we have
Prabhuji,
to.
but Prabhuji, I'm living in like England, so everybody is busy, like housework.
Online, your whole world is there with you.
Okay.
Just go on Facebook, social platform, make some friends, chit chat, and just discuss with them. That's all.
Thank
Simple.
you.
Thank you, Mataji. We have a question in the chat, Prabhu. Sukashakri Mataji is asking. So, is the autocratic nature of Lord is a possible reason for the atheists not surrendering?
Yeah, of course, atheists don't surrender to God because he's autocratic. And so that's why they're envious of him. That's one of the main reasons. That's why we are here, by the way, in this material world, because we didn't like Krishna. He was trying. He's a boss there, so we didn't like it. So we are here. That's all.
Thank you, Prabhu. So I don't find any more hand raise or questions in the chat box. Dear devotees, do you have any more realizations? Okay, no, I think.
Nothing.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a very wonderful class and nice question and answer session. Sri Radha Mataji, we will send the link in the chat so that you can join our group. So, dear devotees, thank you so much for this, for coming on the call, and Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for coming on the call and giving us your valuable time and association, and very nice class, and we want your association in future also. We'll pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatrupashe kripa sindhu pecha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः
Srila Prabhupada
की
Jai.
जय।
Prabhuji ki Jai.
Thank you so much, dear devotees.
Nityananda Gaura